Hey, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Studio 6 Paranormal Podcast. I'm your host, Jay Hill, with my wonderful co host, Shane Feek. How are you doing, man?
Doing great, man. Looking forward to it.
Good. We've got a great show tonight. Actually, we've had him on the show a couple times. He's a very good friend of ours. He's with his girlfriend, too. We asked her to be on the show in the summertime, but something came up, so we weren't able to. But now we are able to get both of them, and I am super stoked about this. So before we get any further, let's bring them on. Hey, there he is. Hey, turn your mic off.
Hello.
Or turn your mic on. Yeah, you. There you go. Hi, Heather.
Hello.
What's going on?
I've never seen him
How's it
do
going,
that.
man? Oh, you know.
If I remember
So,
right,
yeah.
Jay and Shane, I believe I was your first ever mystery guest too. Back,
Yeah, I
my
think
first-
so.
Yep.
That was pretty neat. First time I've ever done that. It was pretty cool.
Yeah. That was actually when we had some activity at the Maxwell Mansion. Remember?
Was he bored?
Yeah.
It went right
Yeah,
off.
it went crazy. Yeah, right.
At the Spirited
yeah.
Geneva Hotel. Spirited.
Yes, yeah. So for anybody who doesn't know, this is Adam, the historian ghost hunter, and this is Heather. I can never say your last name.
It's okay. It's Caminiti.
Caminiti. Okay.
Caminiti.
You are
It's a
also
tough
the
one.
host. You are also the host of podcast.
Yes.
Okay.
Which in Life Guide. I was doing a radio show host on Paranormal King Radio up until fairly recently. We're taking a break for right now. No set date of when to come back, but Witch in Life Guide's still active and kind of just readjusting. And I've been wanting to. I love doing that radio show host part, but I've been wanting to do some expansions and some bigger different things. So it's actually been that push I needed. So I'm in the creative, productive thinking, what's making me happy, what's not making me happy phase, feeling all that out.
Okay.
To see how best I can do everything to come back. So I'm pretty excited with that. And that's where I am with that part right now. And that's been
Okay.
great. Yeah.
All right.
It's kind of smart that you kept it Witch in Life Guide instead of Witch in Life Guide show, because now it's still a Facebook page. It's just Witch
Yeah.
in Life Guide instead of the show
Right.
where it's like, because with me with Historically Haunted show, now I'm like, wah, wah, wah. Refer everything to the podcast. You know?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, first, you can keep that rolling. Hey, real quick, I'm tickled pink, and I got to name drop someone in chat.
Go ahead.
Vincent Gustini. I'm friends with him. He did makeup art on the Stephen King, Richard Bachman novel turned movie Thinner. He was one of the makeup artists, and I'm tickled pink that I'm friends with him. 'Cause
Nice.
I've been doing all the movie filming sites for Thinner about the Gypsy Curse. And Vincent in chat, what is up, brother? We just became friends the other day, and he's done movie work with a lot of big movies as far as makeup goes for horror movies, and he did Thinner, Stephen King's movie. So, yeah, he says, thanks. That's killer, dude. But, hey, I'm
Right
a fan.
on.
You know me. I'm a Stephen King nut. So, shout out to you, dude. That's killer. Because I'm going to the spot. He's
Yeah.
liking the spots I'm going to, and I'm like, shit, you made the mask. You made the guy's face for. You ever seen Thinner, Jay?
No.
Oh, Shane,
I'm
no?
not
Jay.
I'm actually not a big horror fan. The only thing, speaking of like horror movies, I'm a Vincent Price fan. I'm
Ooh.
Bela
yeah.
Lugosi
Old
fan.
school.
I'm, all that old
Respect.
1940s and 50s type, movies, just because of the fact that it's just, I don't know. I just ordered like 3 or 4 movie poster horror movies from like 1950s. So
Ooh.
yeah.
That's
Sweet.
killer. Rob Zombie collects those
Yeah.
too. He collects old horror movie posters, like
Yeah,
art.
awesome.
Right.
Art,
So it's
yeah.
it's kind of like some of the old stuff, but just because I was kind of born on a time, so I love the 50s and
Boris
all that.
Karloff, the Mummy, and shit
Yeah,
like that. Old
all
school,
that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Jekyll and Hyde.
yeah. So what have you been up to, Adam? I mean, besides going around and stalking Stephen King books.
When I'm not stalking Heather, luckily she's in the restraining order. Her restraining order is lifted. King's hasn't. No, man. Well, real quick, before I get into all that, seriously, everybody listening, I share the heck out of this. Amber, you're awesome. You like
she is
and
awesome.
support everybody.
Yeah, she does.
Brian Laverty too. You're one of the big ones in the scene. Appreciate you. But I just want to say Shane and Jay. I'm without bashing myself, and I'm not trying to, but when I was a nobody in this field, so to speak, when I wasn't really known, you guys gave me the break. You guys and Cryptid Paranormal Show there with Ray Gooseby, the Goose. You guys were my first 2 shows ever, and ever since then, and Jay called that. Ever since Jay's been talking to my mom, gave me a couple psychic readings, and you said it was all uphill. And since Jay really told me that, I've had a radio show, a podcast, a YouTube channel, and now people. I don't want to say too much, but I have places I might do our own Paracon, Heather, in Maine this year.
Oh, there you go.
We might have a place that was, so I mean. Yeah, I don't try to avoid your question. I just want to give you guys props because Jay, you've been through a lot.
Yeah,
and Shane, you're a nerd and you're quiet, and I know you love your memes and all that shit. But you guys are respected in the field, and you guys gave me and I think a lot of people a big break, and you've always been there.
Well, and I appreciate that, and I'm sure that Shane does too. I mean,
Heather can agree.
Shane
is Jay.
Yeah, and it's one of those things where we've seen each other go through different things in life. We've had our ups and downs, and I've had my health issues and this and that. You've always been supportive of me, and even Shane too. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's kind of like being a family. But when I first asked you to come onto the show that one time, there was just something about you that I couldn't put my finger on of what it actually was, of why I was like, I needed to get this guy on the show. And when
you really doing anything,
no,
I didn't have a show yet.
But there was just something about you that
it was a drive for the history, the drive for the history.
Yeah. I appreciate you guys saw something in me. I think most people overlapped or didn't really care for or didn't really understand. Like everybody says, you're doing something different, and I appreciate it because I feel like I am. I'm not doing the norm shit. Which nothing knocked anybody that is, obviously, and I don't know what norm is, but no one's really, you know what I mean? Like I'm not just a paranormal dude. I'm doing movies one day, then I'm doing like toilet graveyards or the world's biggest bowl of yarn the next day, and just whatever, man. I'm like a little scavenger hunt. I'm a little Waldo in life, man. I'm always looking, where's Adam now? And it surprised me, dude. You guys know since my car accident, since Mama came to me and saved my life, and I've been with Heather now for a little over 5 years. I'm gonna marry her soon enough. She knows that.
Awesome.
And
I'm really sorry, Heather.
You're a brave girl, but
you're a brave girl.
Thank you.
Italian good cooking, but she's got that Italian spice. You don't see the little bit when you're not going in that graveyard, are you? No, you're not. No, I don't feel good. You better get used to on the couch tonight. Get out of that graveyard. Oh boy.
No. So it's one of those things where I'm glad that we've all been able to come together, and we've had each other on our shows and this and that, and it's been fun. But I will say that I just told my wife Tina this, that I am gonna come see you. I'm working on it like soon. You know what I mean?
When COVID hit, remember we were going to plan something for Salem?
Yeah.
And COVID hit, and I'm not trying to blame that, but come on, now that pushed everybody back 2 years. Let's face it.
Yeah. So I really want to be able to come visit, and I'm like seriously thinking I've got before my season starts. Before my season starts for work, because I work in the restaurant now at the country club, and
that's an honest day's pay.
It's very, very honest day's pay.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So actually our season starts in end of April. So I want to be able to, because right now I basically kind of work part-time here and there, but I still get paid decent enough to where I could do that. So I'm going to San Diego next week to see my daughter Haley, because in case anybody doesn't know that, I'm going to be a grandpa.
Oh, Grandpa Jay. What the hell is she doing in San Diego, Jay? Is she a doctor or something? She's in the Navy. Oh, that's right. That's right.
Yeah.
I remember you telling me she's a armed forces girl. That's right.
Yeah, she's been in there since she was 19. She's 30 now. So she's going to be expecting. Her husband is fantastic.
Wow.
And I'm going to go out there next week for 3 or 4 days, And
oh boy,
yeah. So I want to be able to, get on a plane again after that shortly and come see you guys. So if you're okay, yeah.
What you ought to do, Jay, is just, since I'm on the way, we'll just carpool and we'll just.
I was gonna say, Shane's always like, I wish I had the time. Oh, it's so neat you went there. Go, Shane, pack up your fucking Pinto.
Right.
Yeah, so you can just slide by Michigan, pick me up, and we'll.
Right.
Yeah, brother.
Share the drive.
Your Pinto.
I would love for you guys to come down. I say that to a lot of people, and then I'm sometimes like, oh shit, I hope they don't really hit me up. And I don't really. I mean, I don't know. Just some people, you guys, I really, dude. You know,
we had a great time.
Ever since you made me the, ever since the shirt was, I should have wore the shirt, but the shirt you got me with H.P. Lovecraft saying on the back.
Yeah. I was driven to do that too. I mean, all those things that I've done for you, it was kind of like spoken to me that this is. Yeah, and your mom is in my ear every once in a while too.
Sound like Heather.
Yeah.
She always talks to Heather every day. I tell you, I she'll talk to Shane too.
Yeah, I mean, it's just
she thinks Shane's cute. Trust me, she would.
Just once.
So yeah, but yeah, we are. I want to plan on coming out there, and Shane, if you're game, if you've got some time, let's we should do it together.
Yeah, we can. Let's do it.
If we can give me a month notice, I can do some sort of public ghost hunt in an old jail, a mill. I mean, where do you guys want to go? Do you want to go? Right. I don't want to give too much away because I don't want. I'm
right.
Shit, but we'll talk later.
Yeah. Okay, sweet. So, Heather, so I wanted to ask you, how did you end up with this guy?
Oh my god!
Oh my goodness!
Kids, put the kids. Everybody watching, put your kids to bed now.
All right.
My first story.
I just was always curious to how you ended up with this goopy, wonderful guy.
The stars.
He's the complete. It's so funny because he's the complete opposite of prior relationships as far as adventuring and that excited spirit that
where's your
to
first
get all
date? What was our first date?
Our first date, well, the date of it was Friday the 13th.
Nice.
In October.
And we went to go see Friday the 13th
at the
drive-in. Yeah,
that's cool.
Nice. And I knew he called me on Facebook Messenger because I ended up just liking some, I liked some of his posts. He's like, oh, okay.
You like my post when you go to Salem.
You wedding tackle.
Yeah. Oh, Rachel's awesome. Rachel is the candle witch. Witch candles. She's gonna be my guest this week. She makes candles
next week,
and all that good shit. A paranormal investigator. Awesome. Look at you tuned in. Rachel and Aurora North too, fellow Warren Legacy member with me. She's a good chick too. But anyway, go ahead. Sorry, I hit you up on Messenger because you like. I went to the Salem. I went to the Satanic Temple. It's an 1854 funeral home, and it's it's satanic. It's the headquarters in the world. I'm not a Satanist, dude. But I don't mind looking at everything. So I went in there, looking at the pagan stuff and the Aussie.
It's all part of history. It's all part of.
It's whatever.
Right. Dude. It's a lot of it is people don't want to, go through some of that history. They don't want to associate with some of that history. That history was just part of who America was, and not to say that because I'm a Christian and I devoutly, say that, and I am not ashamed to say that, some of that stuff with the Satanists and all that stuff. Yeah, that's a little uneasy, but it's just normal. It's because some of that stuff what a lot of people don't realize is some of that stuff is everywhere, and it's in higher up. It's in places where you wouldn't even think of, and
sometimes it's good to know. I want to know what my enemies are doing. If I get a chance to go on the other line and see what they're fucking building for weapons, I'm like, oh yeah, Satan's cool. What are they doing? You know what I mean?
Right, yeah.
All right, let's fucking brainwash everybody. Okay, they're gonna brainwash. I go in there. Right? It's open to the public. They're not gonna go in there and sacrifice me with goat blood. It's an art museum. It's open to the public.
There's my buddy Josh.
Oh, Josh, what's up? Josh Hughes, I've heard of you. Yeah, what's up? Got a lot of people checking in.
So I mean, I don't mean to cut Heather off.
I know she started liking my shit, and I hit her up.
I didn't want to cut you off. So you continue on with this. I was just, like I said, I was just kind of curious of how you guys kind of ended up.
Well,
and,
honestly, I sang in a heavy metal band, Culling the Herd, for 5 years. We opened up for Mushroom Head, almost opened up for Disturbed one year. And we opened up for a couple of bands, and she liked another band from Biddeford. I almost said their name, I'm not going to. And I kind of liked her friend. And then as I met her friend, I go, oh, who's that? I'm kind of like, oh, the Black Dress. Who's getting back to you? So I like Heather more. And then I ended up being friends with her on Facebook, found out she was single, the whole nine. And yeah, I hit her up one day. I'm like, you want to go see a scary movie? You like scary movies?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And,
I feel like, I mean, just universally, how did I end up with him? I feel like we were together in a different lifetime in some force. Probably not dating. We probably weren't we didn't probably date in our past lives, but we were dating in this life, but we have a lot of connections through just a lot of different things, through family, through experiences. And, obviously you meet people for a reason. And we were meant to spend this time together, and he pulled a lot of stuff out of me that really need to be pulled out. And I think the same thing, I think that he had to face some things that he needed me to help pull out. And I had to face some things that only him and his personality and his situation could help me. So, it's been a ride. Let me tell you, I can't believe it's been 5 years.
Yeah,
it's been a ride. Yeah.
I mean, I meet her, right? She's coming off a divorce. She's got her kids, and I'm like, want to go to fucking Salem? Want to go to Lizzie Borden's? She's like, what? Just what? Like what? And I get this adventure soul because I never been tied down. No kids, not married. Heather always laughs when I say that. But I'm 43, and dude, even before my car accident where I died, I'm just like, life's a garden. Dig it? Like I want to take it all out. I don't want to stay put. So, and then when my mom died right after Lorraine Warren, we spent Christmas. Heather got me to go to the Admiral Perry Inn in Freiburg, Maine. For those of you who don't know, Admiral Robert E. Perry was the first person to get to the North Pole and put a flag in there. He put a Maine state flag and an American flag in there. There were some Eskimos that he paid money. He took him 12 attempts. He lost some people. And he lived in this house, dude. And it's used in the Underground Railroad. And there's a black boy scene there. It's haunted. And we get the whole place to ourselves because it was Christmas. The girl, pretty neat. And we got a fireplace, pool, smoking a joint outside. Snow's coming down. And I'm in the founder of the North Pole, the discoverer, so to speak. He went to school with Chamberlain, Josh Chamberlain, the Gettysburg hero from Maine, who was Maine senator / governor and war hero from Gettysburg. So they went to school together. So don't tell me stuff didn't go down in that place, Jay. You know what? And we're gonna go to the Hilton, man. I don't care if I got $1 million. I'm not gonna go to where it's all margarita. Or whatever, martini.
Hey, hang on. You just name dropped 2 names that are associated with my family.
Now he did it.
The Chamberlain, that's my nephew. That's my nephew's middle name, Joshua Chamberlain. He's named after that Civil War. Yeah, and cool. you said Hilton. Okay,
stop.
My third great grandfather is buried on the Hilton estate.
Get out of here.
That's
why
his obituary is in the Library of Congress.
That's pretty cool.
That is pretty cool, Shane. That is, boy.
Because he was the first appointed district attorney of North Carolina by George Washington.
Wow.
Yeah.
First president coined him. You tell me. Yeah. You guys know, because I mean, obviously, you guys are Studio 6 Paranormal Podcast, but you love your history. Shane's a history geek. He's a scientist history geek, though.
Yep.
J2. You're a psychic medium, the whole nine, but you love your history, dude.
I love my history. Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's just weird how you dropped both those names, and I was like, okay.
Well, that's a sign.
I'm like, shit, did I insult him? I didn't know. I saw your face. I'm like, I hit something.
Yeah.
That's a sign that he's got to go see Chamberlain's house. You got to bring him to Brunswick and
Chamberlain's grave is right down the street, brother.
Yeah. Yeah. Now I've seen a picture of my third great grandfather's grave, but you can't. It's so old you can't see it because he.
You've never told me that.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
Yeah. He was friends with John Adams.
Yeah,
and He was going to run against what was it? Thomas
And
Jefferson.
John Hancock.
Yeah, he was going to.
John Hancock, the
Yeah,
cider.
he was going to run against for the presidency. He was going to run against Thomas Jefferson. Well, actually, he thought about it, but then because he was part of the the party
not the Freedom Party.
No.
Tea Party? No.
God, why am I drawing a blank?
There are so many parties, dude, and I want to fight for my right for all of them.
Yeah, no, it was
You just say it, I'm gonna know.
something with paper. God, I don't know what it is, but that just drives me nuts when I can't remember that. But anyways, yeah, he was.
Paper.
Yeah, it was some kind of group that were before the Republican Party was formed. So yeah.
Bureaucrats and all that.
No,
stuff.
yeah, but anyway, so yeah, I mean, so the way when we connect like that, it's just weird how that came through, and I was
That
like,
is
holy
weird.
cow, man.
You lit right up. Yeah, I'll shout out to Scotty
I was
McCabe.
just like,
Scotty in chat's awesome. She follows me a lot. Scotty McCabe, she's a cool chick. Follows a lot of my posts and shit. Got a people tuning in. That is crazy. But we've always been linked, dude. Like you said, like last time I said Lizzie Borden, your cat ball went off for
yeah, that was cool.
Yeah, that was cool.
That was really cool.
You tell me.
Yeah.
Let me ask you guys a question real quick. And even Heather.
Sure.
I guess it's the podcast host and me, but what's your favorite era? 16, 17, 1800s, 1900s? I'm curious. For me personally, I really dig the 1700s. I feel like when we really came into our own from the witch trial to inventions. I feel like a lot went down the 1700s. What say you guys?
I like the Old West. I like the 1800s.
1800s.
I like, that whole thing of being. I used to work in a place where during the day sometimes I would have flashes of walking into a saloon, and I don't know why. I don't know what the deal was, but I just always felt I love the Old West.
The swinging doors.
Yeah.
You walk in and Shane's over there with a cowboy hat playing the piano. What do you want for a drink?
Yeah. No,
Heather's gonna stalk on dancing on the thing with a feather in her hat. Come on in, Taylor.
Yeah, that would probably.
I'd watch that.
That would probably be, the Old West. I mean, it's just, yeah. You gotta realize too that my grandfather was born when Jesse James and Billy the Kid were still alive. Yeah.
Pioneers, man. I love it all. That's one thing people go, oh, Maine's so awesome, New England. I'm like, yeah, but New Orleans has got the voodoo and the vampires, and you got out west and got the gunslingers. The Wild West.
Shane, what do you think of New Orleans?
I've never been there, but I think it's pretty cool, and I like the boardwalks and the stuff along there where they have all the, like voodoo stuff and all the witches stuff and all that things.
Right. Yeah.
I've never been there before.
I really have no desire to go to New Orleans. I really don't. I just don't think that is my forte. I don't know why, but I've never had a desire to
each their own. I mean,
but everything on the East Coast, everything, you know what I mean? All that is like Gettysburg is like my main that I really want to go to.
Oh, Heather gives me shit. She goes, don't pump up New England and East Coast too much or all going to flock here. Let them stay over in California.
Heather, have you ever been to Gettysburg?
I have not gone to Gettysburg yet. I feel like I've experienced it through his stories and everything, but I want to go. I don't want to go when there's an event going on. I kind of want to go where it's going to be the quietest time.
I would agree with
year.
her 100%. It'd be great.
Yeah,
what, Shane?
I want
to go with her. Go when it's quietest.
Oh, yeah.
Not when there's some published event.
Like, the best time of year that would be, and then I try to want to plan a trip around that time.
Right.
Because it's just I can't wait. I hear the stories and it sounds amazing.
I've been called to it because of the fact that I've talked to a lot of different people and who are connected with Gettysburg. And when I talk to people about it or talk to people who are there or even just, who have been there, who are going there, and it's something usually remotely close to paranormal stuff, usually within a couple of days, I get these urges or these like kind of like visions of things in Gettysburg that I get like called there. You know what I mean? And
Oh.
I really want to go, but it's just.
I don't know, and I'm not trying to pump it up because I got stock in anything. No one's sponsoring me for crap. But I tell you what, man, not many places, and I've been some places, Jay, Shane,
Mm-hmm.
Heather knows. Salem, Massachusetts.
Yeah.
Honestly, Bangor, Maine, and I'd say Gettysburg, Pennsylvania, man. You just roll up, even when you start seeing Harrisburg, and you start seeing these old buildings and country fields and the old school fences, wooden fences, and you see livestock around and the Amish signs, and there's Amish people on horseback. Then you go to Gettysburg, dude, and there's oh man, I tell you, Orgasm City. I don't even smoke cigarettes, and I went through a pack just driving through. Because there's just cannons everywhere. There's statues, there's signs, there's ghost tours, blah blah blah. Covered bridges, old homes, big placards, 1856, survived cannonball houses. The Jenna Wade house, the girl that got shot. I mean, I've been 4 times, dude, and I still haven't seen it all. I've been to Sachs Bridge. I've been to Suicide Bridge, Devil's Den, Little Round Top, where the battle was. I've been to Suicide Forest, out back where the main placard is, the main 5th Regiment was with Chamberlain. Tell you what, Jay, Shane, Heather, let's meet up there. You guys are in Wisconsin.
Oh, yeah, that would save a lot of driving.
Yeah, that would be.
You guys just sneak in my trunk. Oh,
Boy,
Packers thing.
Forget
I'm leaving. Oh no, I'm leaving. He's got a Packers cup. Oh, that's it. I gotta go.
Hey, now.
Like
Hey,
you
did your Bears win, Adam?
We suck. We're 3-11.
Actually, yeah. What's the second worst team in NFL history right now?
Okay, and not worst, not history, but this legally. Anyway,
today, as of this year.
So anyway.
Oh, I don't know. Yeah.
Football sucks. I watch wrestling now.
Probably the Lions.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, man. Hello, Mrs. Perez, Lauren Perez. That's Danny Perez. He makes Ouija boards out of coffin wood from Connecticut.
That's
and
sweet.
he sells coffin wood and coffin nails and cemetery sand. Well, Lauren, his wife, they roll around in a hearse to different things.
Yeah.
I'm getting a buzz.
But anyway, no, really?
Yeah, beer's like 10%. Oh, John Bernier. John's battling cancer. He's really coming out, and he's a big fan. Dude.
I don't have to announce anything. I could just leave Adam be the host.
Yeah,
I'm
great.
sorry, it's your show. I just get excited. I'm never a guest.
I know
it's my show, and I got to talk about people. It's my turn.
It's so funny because there's part of me that thinks that you probably could be a comedian too.
Yeah,
people have told me that.
Yeah, I see that. He's funny.
Dude. He would just. This is the thing. He could be a great comedian. It would just be really hard to find a place that wouldn't be offended.
I agree with that.
By at least one thing says a night. And I'm not saying it's a bad thing. Maybe this world's more open to. But like those Andrew Dice Clay back in the day. So that's basically him, but it's a little bit one step further sometimes. So
Hey, so I'm at the end of the line yesterday, and someone hits me in the back and touches me in the back and go, "Excuse me, is this the end of the line?" I said, "No, asshole, it's the front. We're all standing backwards."
That's great.
Sorry, Linda. Linda's John's wife. Linda's a newfound fan of mine. Sorry, Linda, for swearing. I had a potty mouth.
Oh my gosh.
No, and that's I love Jay and Shane so much. I feel like you guys are I gotta hug you guys in person.
I know, right?
I gotta meet you, and we gotta investigate. Jay's like, when you go live next time, bring me on. I'll do a reading from it live. I'm like, you gotta get your ass here, Jay.
Yeah, I know, right?
We'll do it. We'll get together and figure it out.
We need to because it's driving me nuts.
If there's people in Maine that love you guys, there's Becca Thomas, Shane knows. There's Hannah Sprague, there's Chris Sanders. I mean, there's people in Maine, Dave Childers in New Hampshire. There's people around there that are big fans of you guys.
Really?
Dude, come on, Studio 6. Get out of here. But anyway, you come down here, you ain't paying for a hotel, my friend. Big kind of place.
Yeah, no. When we were out of it, we took a break in the summertime and and that was a much needed break. I mean, we had a lot of stuff. Plus the fact that I was working in the restaurant and we were so busy and getting back to cooking, and I actually had a few things on the menu that I created. That was nice.
Ooh, chef! You make your own. I didn't know that.
Yeah. I'm what you're considered a grill master. So
Him and Nathaniel Elwell need to hook up. Nathaniel
Yeah.
Elwell loves you guys. He's in New Hampshire.
yeah, oh yeah,
Yeah, well,
and we had that show last time with him, and that was awesome.
yeah, it was a
Yeah,
good
he
show.
thinks so highly of you and Shane, dude.
Yeah.
Oh man, Becca Thomas. There's a lot of people
Yep.
on the
Mhm.
in the main side where we can go hunt mermaids. You guys could camp out in our yard. You'd love it.
Did you
Yeah.
have you noticed though? I mean, and I'll probably propose this question to all of you guys. There's so many different. Would you agree that there's so many different sections of paranormal people? I mean, so many sections, as in like not such great sections.
Heather, take that question.
You know what I mean?
Look, you smile. No, because we talk about that a lot. Because me and Heather
Yeah.
go, you know what? I don't feel like we're in the field. And that's a good thing. I feel like we're kind of tap dancing around the field while people are chewing
Right.
bubble gum and taking TikTok selfies. Me and
Yeah.
Heather are like, we're over here. We're I love Eastern State Penitentiary. I love Wildwood Sanatorium. I love Lizzie Borden House. But there's 900,000 things that no one knows about, and I want to go. Oh, kitty!
Yeah,
So that's a little.
Yeah, it's a little one.
baby.
Little one.
Oh, a tiny little pussy.
Yeah,
Cat. But so there's plenty of places to go that people and I think that's what I love is like people go, wow, the Black Dahlia lived in Maine. I go, yeah, the apartment's still there. She lived there for 3 years with her family until she moved to Mass.
Wasn't that story? Did she die in Maine, or was she a Hollywood thing, or was it?
She lived in Maine with her 5 brothers and sisters, and then her family moved back to Mass, and she had enough in New England, moved to California, and got killed by us. They don't even know who to this day. Elizabeth Short, the Black Dahlia. But I found out like a couple weeks ago. I'm like, shit, she had a place in Portland, so I screenshot the place, and guess what? Me and Heather took down the address, and we walked around.
Oh, cool.
And I found it.
Nice.
So sometimes you get to talk to people that go, oh, yeah, she was here. Oh, I remember my mother knew her mother. And you talk, and next thing you know, you're rinky-dinking around with the local folk. They love the jaw jab. And I got some info for free. I'm like, I'm going to get a camera.
Yeah.
I'm going to start making documentaries, I think. Honestly.
Well,
why
did
not?
I not tell you to do that? Yeah, I think I did. A couple different.
You did.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You also told me to write a
So-
book, too, which everybody tells me to do now. You were
Yeah.
the first
Yeah, you
one
can
to
do it.
write a book, and everybody
Yeah.
says it now.
I'll help you, Adam.
Yeah,
You
I'm
will?
on the verge. I'm actually
Yeah.
on the verge of
Yeah.
working on a book right
No
now.
problem.
My
do it,
coworker,
Jay.
Mikey, he's a big metalhead. I gotta, shout out to you with him. He's a big. I mean, he listens to heavy stuff. Like, I mean, and he looks like a
Heather's
Viking.
daughter. She
He
listens to
looks
every
he
shit
looks
now.
like a Viking. That's why I call him Mikey the Viking. Because that's-
Ooh.
Oh yeah,
So like I'm on a marathon.
yeah, long red hair,
swashbuckler,
big
like Viking
beard.
metal, Yeah.
And he's all about music.
Ogre.
So, but he's also a ghostwriter, and he worked, in like news outlet and stuff like that. So we're gonna sit down and hammer out a book, but he won't do it until I come up with a good title enough that's catchy enough.
There you go.
No pressure.
Yeah,
Right?
no pressure.
But maybe you can write the title.
Write the
after
book first
though.
and then write the title.
Right.
Yeah.
So it'll take you months
Yeah.
to write the thing. We're in the middle of it right now, so
No
Mhm.
shit.
yeah. It'll be
It's
coming
always the
out
quiet ones.
probably summertime.
Good
So,
man, Shane. Good man.
Shifting gears a little bit, Heather, I wanted to ask you this. I get this every once in a while, and when I dream, sometimes I'll get vivid dreams and visions in my dreams, or where I'm somebody else, and I experience whatever they're going through. Have you experienced that before?
I've experienced normally just from my own point of view. I've never, like, you've experienced, you're saying like you feel like you're somebody else, but it was your
Yeah.
dream you were having.
I know that it's my eyes that's seeing it, but I am the person. Like I came out of a building, like a building or a house once, a farmhouse, and there was all these cops and G-men, and it was back in the 30s or 40s, and it was a farmhouse, and I was shooting at him, and I ended up getting shot, and all I felt was pressure, and then I fell down, and then I woke up. And that
Wow.
to me was really weird. Now my buddy Josh, Hughes that commented on earlier, he's watching. I never knew where this place was. I just thought it was a dream. I thought, this or that. He sends me a picture saying, "Hey, this place is for sale and it's in Illinois and it's pretty cool." He sent me the picture and it's the exact house that I ran out.
No.
Oh,
that's cool.
Yeah.
Ooh, goosebumps.
Yeah.
That was almost like a near-death experience. Somebody else's death experience.
Right.
Pretty much.
So,
Wow, heart attack.
mhm.
I would look into the history of that house, see when it was built, so that way you'll
Yes.
know how long of a time frame you're looking for as far as a past life type of experience, perhaps.
Lauren just said that past life sounds like a past life and
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah, because like if it was built, after.
Yeah. Yeah.
Where was this house, Jay? In the same state you're in?
No, it's in Illinois. I live in
You said
Wisconsin.
that. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's in Cheese.
It's in Louisville, Illinois. Yeah, it's in Louisville, Illinois.
Huh.
So yeah.
Wow.
But
Deja
yeah, so
vu, man.
I was just wondering, Heather, if you've ever experienced things like that. I've had that a couple times where I know that I'm somebody else, but I'm still me. You know what I mean? In that sense. And the last one I had was a couple nights ago where I was blindfolded. It was like a kidnapping. I was blindfolded with a woman laying next to me. We're on the floor in the kitchen. I can see the room. I could see everything. And then the person that was talking was speaking with a heavy Mexican accent.
Oh, I've seen this before on a TV show.
Yeah, and it was really weird. I don't know how to describe it. And it didn't last very long, but it was just one of those things where, that could have happened or it just could have been my dream. You know what I mean? So I just was curious.
But you're so in tune, Jay. But you're so in tune with everybody else around you, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh yeah. Give me something I can hold. Like somebody. What was it? Brandon Elvis that had shown a picture of him was holding that Jesse James gun in his picture of where he was investigating. And I said, I don't know why I give my left arm to be able to hold that gun just for a minute to just get to see what I could see out of it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, it's the thing is, you must get so many vibes from all over the place. You probably don't even know.
I do. I'll buy a new pair of jeans from Posh, and I'll get them on, and I'll be like, I'll have weird dreams that night. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's just clothes I wear, things I touch, people around me. I could talk to people, and then the next day it's like something to do with that person. It's just
you psychic medium people. I tell you, I couldn't live one day in your shoes. I don't know, man. I have to let myself.
Me either. I'm as psychic as a rock, so I'm safe.
And
you want to hear about something? Josh Chamberlain's wife, Taryn Kerper, is obsessed with Josh Chamberlain, and we were just talking about Chamberlain, who you're related to from Maine, the Civil War.
Yeah,
she's all about. Taryn. That's cool. What's up, Taryn?
Yep.
Yeah, I hung out on her show just a little while ago.
Look, she's laughing. We're all in tune on this place.
Yeah.
Jay, I tell you, Studio 6, it's a lifestyle. It's not just a show.
Yeah.
That's
it. There we go.
When I go to marketing, I'm going to put that up there.
There you go. Write that down so you don't forget it.
It's just a show. It's a lifestyle.
I'm obsessed. Yeah, because Heather's like, man, last time I couldn't come on. She's like, I want to make up for that and come on. Jay and Shane seem like a lot of fun. Of course, she's watched your shows with me in it and other people and shit.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, man.
Yeah, it's good to have her on.
And
you got it,
Jay. Just real quick, have you ever been able to tap into missing persons or anything like that? Because if you're having these, if you're having these thoughts,
doesn't sound thrilled about it.
That I
well,
have.
It doesn't sound like they're happy missing persons,
Right. No, I've done that, but I'm not exactly where I need to be able to entertain that idea. But I know that at times where it can knock on my door basically, and but I haven't been actively seeking that. You know what I mean? I know that my path is taking different directions, but Yeah, so that is not unfamiliar to me, but it's kind of scary for me. I don't know why. It's just I don't know what
Well,
what it
there's
is.
there's a lot of emotion and
A lot of
of
emotion, and I'm so
Yes.
emotional to begin with.
Change, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I
Hard.
mean? Yeah,
Yeah.
you know what I mean. So
And you don't exactly pick and choose. Like, well, I don't want this one. This one's sad. I want that one. You don't really, you don't pick and choose.
you don't get that option.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so
Yeah.
Heather, have you experienced any time lapses? You know what I mean by
I think
time
of
lapse?
time. Maybe I might. Let me see if I'm thinking kind of along the lines you're thinking, because I think of time. I was actually thinking about today because I'm like, time is just nothing. What's time? Time doesn't exist. Nothing. We're just hitting over time places we've been before, and but I can't like put into words what's in my head of how it feels. But when you say time lapses, are you thinking losing time where I don't know, like, I don't know
That was
where
just
I
the
blacked out
abduction.
for 6.
I was gonna say Betty and Barney Hill.
Yeah, she got the
Yeah.
abduction.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I don't feel like, there's times where I'm like, like especially driving to Adam's place, it's so easy to zone out.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
so
2
easy
hours
to
and
zone out.
45 minutes.
Yeah.
She
I could
lives-
I can
And-
relate to that. I can relate to that.
And I don't
Yeah.
think I really would have thought of like, and I think of Betty and Barney Hill a lot during those rides, to be honest, because I'll
Wow.
be sitting there
Dude,
and
Shane.
and then I'm
Mhm.
like, how long's it really been? How long's it been?
People
And,
have
you
Right.
no.
know,
Right.
Not going to cut Heather off. People have no clue. Once you get on the Pike
Mhm.
and you leave Portland's, Heather's from the Old Orchard Beach, Saco area, and once you hit on the Pike, you get about a good 2 hours, about hour 45 minutes of straight drive time.
Wow.
And after you get past Augusta, Maine, the state capital, it's fucking just woods and moose crossing signs, and which is
Right.
beautiful. But
Right.
I mean, it's just
Gorgeous.
nothing.
UFO
You better have a
country.
joint and some
Right,
good tunes because
right,
you're gonna go
right.
ape shit. So once you get off in Newport, it's about 45 minutes on the back roads through Dexter, where Stephen King
Yeah.
shot Creepshow 2. Dexter's not the serial killer Dexter, but
Thanks for the ride, lady.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's
it.
Love it.
Thanks for the ride,
That's great.
lady. The hitchhiker scene. I've been to a lot of those. Jay, you watched it and commented saying you loved it.
Yeah.
But Dexter, dude, they get the Dexter Historical Society. They got a shoe this big to me for Shaquille O'Neal because Dexter Shoes is a big company. And they got it in the Historical Society. I got a tour. The guy's like, "What are you, a radio show guy?" I go, "Yeah." He goes, "You like talking?" I go, "Yeah, I do." So, but you go through that, dude, and yeah, it's miles of just vegetable farm stands, log cutting places, 4-wheeler
Mhm.
dealerships. It's zoned. Sorry, Heather, go ahead.
Yeah.
No,
Thank you.
not to cut you guys
No,
off
that
or
was
anything,
it,
but
yeah.
I need to get some more coffee because I'm cold downstairs. I'm
I'll be here.
freezing.
I'll keep it going.
Yeah, keep everything
Yeah.
going.
Do it.
Well, I want to hear what you think, Heather. You're saying you zone out. When do you think you start zoning out? By Dover Foxcroft or way before that?
It's shortly after Augusta. It's shortly
Yeah.
after Augusta, and because it's just trees, and then it's every moose next 6 miles, moose next 6 miles, moose next 6 miles, and I'm like, how many moose next 6 miles have I passed? And me, I like to listen to the same music over and over again and when I'm driving, which probably
Yeah.
doesn't help me losing track
When you're
of
on
time.
edibles like Shane likes, you take
Yeah,
your
say-
THC edibles.
Yeah. See, that way you get time lapses anyways.
Right.
It's kind of
Missing
yes.
time.
Dude, you know how many times I'm like on autopilot? I'm like, I'm in Dover Foxcroft. Where the fuck was Dexter? Did I drive through
Yeah.
Dexter? I
Yeah.
had two of them in one piece. Yeah, but you take 100 milligrams of THC, you smoke a little bit. Next thing you know, yeah, buddy, your spaceship.
You're
and it's
missing all
funny,
kinds of time.
Vincent
Yeah.
Costino, you did makeup for Creep Show. Did you do Creep Show 1 or 2, brother? I know you did Thinner. Vincent, I was telling Heather about you today, my friend. You're in chat. He did Shane. You remember Thinner? Stephen King, the Gypsy Curse?
Yeah.
Remember on the bridge when the guy's all faces all mangled and he's like, listen to that. He did that makeup, dude. He
Wow.
did that.
Yeah,
That's
Creep Show
dope.
too.
And I tell you, dude, you're coming to Maine. I'd love to because I've done a lot of Creepshow 2 sites. That's my big thing now, Shane, as you know. I love paranormal. I love history.
Mhm.
But now that I'm about 42 minutes from Derry, Maine, Bangor, Maine, if you go to Union Street in Bangor, which when you come down, I'm bringing you, Shane.
Okay.
Union Street is where the girl drove the car in Creepshow 2 before she killed the hitchhiker. When you come off in Brewer, Maine, home of the Brewer witches, that's where she killed the hitchhiker. That's on Union Street.
Okay.
I digress. So, which is on Chamberlain Bridge, Josh Chamberlain Bridge. Small world. You tell me. I don't make this shit up. You drive on Union Street up this way, right? You drive northeast, and you go by West Broadway, where Stephen King's mansion is and his second home. And if you keep driving, you drive by the storm drain, which is the inspiration for Pennywise the Clown for It. Down that road is the standpipe, which was seen in It. It's a thing. And Mansfield Baseball Stadium, where he taught baseball for his son and donated money. That's all on Union Street, as well as like the Bangor sign, a mural of it. Dude, Bangor's his Al Brady got shot there. After Bonnie and Clyde got killed in Dillinger, he was America's Most Wanted. He got shot in the streets by J. Edgar Hoover and the FBI in Bangor, Maine. There's a placard. America's Most Wanted got killed here. I went down and laid in the street. Heather took a picture there with it's a different street. I mean, it's been paved. But this dude got shot. I went into the sporting goods store. It's Briar Patch Bookstore. I go, is this where Staken Sporting Goods was, where the Al Brady gang wanted to buy Tommy guns? He goes, it sure is. So I bought a Stephen King book. I made a video and I left. And that's my thing, Shane. It's very simple. It's free. And you dig it. You're one of the ones that's modest. You got a sick sense of humor. Really funny cat. You're in a couple of good groups. There's not much I can't say to you. And I don't want to go, obviously, where people are watching, so I'm going to keep it modest. But you really dig the scientific and historical side of things. And,
absolutely.
And I appreciate you, man. We don't talk enough.
No.
Once in a while, I get that text at night when everything's going good. You know what I'm talking about. And we have a good laugh. So you're one of the ones that's always stayed in my life for 3 years now, man. Before I even got close to being anyone. And Heather knows, right, Heather? You love Shane. You think?
I take good care of him. He's my man.
Yeah. Do they do Al Brady?
He's gonna be a guest.
Do they do Al Brady reenactments still? Do they were they?
I think once a year people go out there with like the old school side runner cars where they run on the side and they stand on the side. You know what I mean? Like they're doing the old So that's cool. And the funny part is where Al Brady got killed on Center Street, right across the street is the Franklin condominiums where the girl came out of, which she paid that juggalo to make her orgasm 6 times.
6 times, yeah. $50 a pop.
She goes $300. He goes, I counted 6 orgasms. I need my Mercedes too. And she leaves at the beginning of Creepshow 2 Hitchhiker. And when she leaves, it says Franklin condominiums. And I'll be damn shame if that fucking banister's not still there. So what did I do? I made a video and a picture out of it.
Of course you did.
Why not?
Yeah.
And Hannibal Hamlin, America's first Republican vice president to Abraham Lincoln. That's no shit. Before Abe got assassinated, he had a heart attack while playing poker. He was the president of the Tarantine Club in Bangor. He was playing poker on a couch. He died while playing poker. They revived him on this couch, and he died on the couch. That couch is on display at the Bangor Public Library that Stephen King's a member of, and I'm a member of too. Well, I will be soon. But that couch is on display. Me and Heather touched it. It says Hannibal Hamlin, cool name, is and he fought at Fort McClary in Maine. He's buried at Mount Hope Cemetery in Bangor, Maine, which is America's second oldest garden cemetery. He's buried there. That's where Stephen King played the Reverend in Pet Cemetery, where Gage is. I've done all that, Shane. You come to Maine, fucker, you better have a week free because I will show you everything you got.
All right. I'm for it.
Most people all charge, but with you, I just want a smile and a butt slap, and you're good, brother.
All right, man. We'll go for that. We'll let Heather do that part.
I love you, man. You know I'm kidding around. I love you, dude. I appreciate you always, there's so much stuff. You got a super great sense of humor, and you and Jay are awesome. Yeah. I think Heather likes it, though. I got Heather into it. Heather's looking up stuff with dinner and stuff. She's like, they ate at the International House of Pancakes in Augusta, so we went. We had their lunch.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun, because it's when
it's
you
Hollywood in Maine.
the internet's like a love-hate thing with me. Like I don't like social media is a little draining, but at the same time
yeah.
you get so much great information.
Yeah.
So and now like I've always loved the histories, and now when you could look up where was this filmed, and you could really almost find out anything,
Yep.
and like nothing's stopping you from doing something other than like your own mind.
Yeah.
Obviously there's some restraints, but it's a lot of fun. And
Oh yeah.
it's sometimes like we'll do a trip and I'm so nervous before. I'm like, I don't know about this, but it turns out to be a really good trip.
Yeah.
Everything goes well. Just,
Well, speaking of the Library of Congress, on the way to the first ever Warren's Paracon last year, they had the second one this year, but in 2022 or 21, they had the first one. And we went, met Annabelle again, the whole nine, saw Tony Spera, Judy Spera, and Lorraine's daughter. On the way down, we made sure we stopped in Connecticut, where in 1895, the Declaration of the Washington Public Library, or whatever you want to call it, Smithsonian, the whole nine. It's the birthplace of the hamburger, Lou's Lunch. It's the first time.
Oh yeah, I saw your photo on Facebook.
Yeah, you know what I mean. So that's not so much haunted at all. There's no aliens involved. There's no fucking spirit box. But at the same time, it's pretty rad, Shane. Right? I like hamburgers, dude.
Yeah, I like
every time I eat a Big Mac, I'm like, Louis Lunch, thank you, because it started there.
Yeah.
So that was a cool trip, and I like that stuff. I think, and that kind of goes back to what Jay was saying earlier as far as the whole umbrella, because you're a paranormal dude, but you're so much more than that, dude. You really are.
I do all kinds of
before,
stuff.
you're the Egon.
Yeah, Egon. Everybody always calls me that.
That's a fucking compliment. I wish I was called fucking Ray Stantz, anything. But dude, you're very much into cryptids, aliens. Dude.
Yep.
You're gonna be. What's that?
I got my alien shirt.
On?
See?
Ooh, I like that.
It's got a little UFO abducting guy.
I like that. You're gonna be a guest, or you just were? I forget.
For what?
Aren't you gonna be a guest on someone's podcast?
Who's?
Weren't you? I forget. I saw it. It's like Shane Feek will be my guest. I'm like, holy shit.
Well, I was on Terran's just a little bit ago.
That's what it was.
That's probably the one.
That's
what it was.
Like a week or so ago. Yeah, a couple weeks ago.
I gotta have you guys on mine because an hour isn't enough time to talk. You know me.
Yeah, we know. Oh, look.
I'm nothing short of topics, but everybody, welcome back, Jay Hill. Jay Hill to the show, everybody. Welcome him back. Applause track.
Golf clap.
That's golf clap.
Golf clap.
Nice
Jay's
about
back.
it now. I didn't mean anything I said. Cut.
So, of course, I had to get some coffee because freaking freezing down here. I don't know why I grabbed this. I grabbed this book. I'll show you.
Ooh.
He's got a Packers coat.
It's called Haunted America.
Ooh.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I'm a sucker for anything haunted. Yeah.
Right, and it's a good book. But there's some things in here that it's kind of like the chapters, like first one's like Paranormal 101, and it goes through what is a ghost anyway? Why do children see ghosts?
Basic
type
stuff,
thing.
Yeah.
Can ghosts manipulate electrical devices?
Well,
So-
Yeah. That's
So
where
I
I'm at.
wanted to read an excerpt from this, and I wanted to get your opinion on it.
Ooh, I like that. I like your shirt, by the way, too.
This is actually a comic book.
It looks like a comic book cover. I was going to
It's
say
a
that.
comic book cover. I had this comic book when I was like 8, and I found it on T Public. There's another one. It's an actual comic book called Ghost Stories, and I found another one that I used to collect too. So that's a T-shirt that I have. Yeah, so that's why I'm a sucker for these old comic books. I'm not
Anything
a nerd.
old, man, tell you, it's awesome.
I'm not a nerd.
You're a nerd, Jay.
When people
hang
say
out
that,
with-
it means
If
they
you
are,
hang
right,
out
Heather?
with me, Jay, you are a nerd.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Yeah. I used to be a nerd.
Nothing wrong with that.
You
know.
can never unnerd.
I was gonna
Once you're a
say,
nerd,
like-
you are a nerd.
Oh no. I had something very traumatic happen when I was just turning a teenager. I was 13, I think, 12 or 13. I was in middle school, And my friends across the street, we were nerds. You know, we played D&D and all that. And,
I like that.
well,
That's good shit.
Yeah, I play it.
when we get on the bus would chant "nerd." You know, and
Kids, man.
Oh
yeah.
yeah, nerds. Nerd.
so yeah. So a friend of
Boom,
mine,
baba, boom,
a
baba.
friend of mine did that, who had a locker next to me, and he's the one that kind of started it. So the whole bus started chanting "nerds," and that really didn't sit well with me. So
You gotta have
when
thicker
we
skin,
got to when we got to school, needless to say that I laid him a good punch. And,
See, knock him out, uppercut him.
no, I punched him in the gut. Yeah,
Oof.
and I
Low ball.
sternly said, "Don't ever do that again." And then shortly after that, I got into metal music, and then the rest was history.
I like metal music.
Yeah,
I like
you know
all
what's
music.
funny though, and I think that's always happened because I've always been into that too. When all the kids want to go and find the candy store, I want to look for the historical society, and they're like, "Why?" I always liked books, and I was always like, "Well, so I missed the train." I think I was born into a different generation, but at the same time, fuck it. Now I'm proud to be a nerd. It's cool. I mean, look at all the nerd porn. People look up nerd porn and drones now. People love it. So nerds are hip now, man. Look at what's that show that the kids are on? What's that show? I don't watch it, but it's really popular. They're really nerdy. The girl from Blossom's on it. Come on, guys.
Oh, Big Bang Theory.
Big Bang
There you
Theory.
go.
Yeah.
Oh
that's
yeah,
it.
yeah.
See, she knows.
Oh, look at this. I'm getting picked on in chat. Adam always goes over time on his podcast. We're okay
we
with
know.
it.
So
Yeah.
does Taryn.
Oh yeah,
Taryn
no,
always
yeah,
does it
yeah.
too.
We'll go over a little bit. That's fine.
Gene Tewksbury runs the International Cryptozoology Museum with Lauren Coleman. The only in America. He's one of the biggest cryptos. She goes, yeah, he does. Fucking Gene. Gene gave me some good movie filming sites the other day. I get to go to Camden and Thomaston, Maine, where the jail was. There was a jail there that was the inspiration for the Shawshank Redemption. You guys have heard of that, I'm sure. That's gone now. There's a graveyard there still, but it was snowing. It was about 2 inches, so I couldn't stop. I had to be quick, but I got to go back. So, like we said earlier, man, and I think Heather is agreeing to that. Life, there's so much. You go down a road, especially in New England, and we'll go to like an antique store, and we'll pass 3 cemeteries and an old abandoned home. And I'm like, I'm making a video of the abandoned home and pictures of the cemeteries.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah.
Okay,
Zuckerberg's got plenty of space.
So here it is. And
Sweet.
this is one of the things. What's the first thing I should do when I get there when you're ghost hunting? Okay, so it says familiarize with your surroundings. I like to spend a few minutes sitting quietly absorbing as many of the sights and sounds and even smells of the location as possible. As the night progresses, you'll find this extremely helpful in determining whether or not the phenomena you're experiencing of the paranormal nature. Also, because you'll probably be spending a lot of time in the dark, it helps to know that your way around location. That way, you won't be so concerned with groping, your way through the darkness, and that you eventually, you don't miss any paranormal activity around you. Now, having said that, your opinion on everybody's different. So I kind of would like to know what's the first thing that you guys do when you get to a location. This guy had a pretty good idea, but everybody's different. So I'll let you go first, Shane.
Oh,
You
for
go
me?
first. Yeah.
I usually wander around and look for stuff. The biggest thing I look for is things that are going to interfere and bother my equipment.
Right.
Once I figure that out, then I'll go about my business. So that's usually what I do.
Well, electricity, you mean, or metal?
Yeah, electricity, appliances that might be defective or whatever's happening. I just do a quick scope out, find out where stuff is at. So then later when everybody's like, oh, I found something. You're like, well, yeah, but there's also a air conditioner on the other side of the wall right there. So, things like that. That's
You're
what
a positive debunker. You're a positive debunker. I see that. And there's nothing wrong with that.
Okay, Heather, how about you?
I love to walk around and look at the house from the outside for a good amount of time before even going in. And I like spending time alone.
My wife's that way.
Yeah. I can understand that. I like to just someone around you, they have their own energy. So they're bringing their own energy right around you. So you kind of have to just getting like a baseline, kind of get that feel, kind of like what does it, feel like right now at this moment. And I like to just kind of picture maybe what could have happened there, where are the windows kind of located, and where, I don't know, where kids could have hidden, or where what would have happened if the family had their tree around this area or something. I don't know, just little things will kind of come to me, and I like to kind of just picture it in my mind, like reading a book but in real life, I guess.
Okay.
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah.
I like that.
All right, Mr. Adam.
Well, I gotta say, you know what's funny? She compliments me in that way because, story and ghost hunter, right? I love my research. 9 times out of 10, before I go a place, I'm, pardon the phrase, balls deep in figuring out who was there, who built it, what was there, why it was there, who died there, the significance of it, the whole 9. I want to know everything from the year it was built to why it was built to the family that was there first and last, and then anything significant in between. And if I don't know it all, obviously, which I don't, I try to learn as I go. But if I go to a place like, say, the Oliver House, right? Heather, Massachusetts. Benjamin Franklin was there. He found notes in a closet of treason that started the Revolutionary War. That's a fact in Massachusetts, Moulton Borough, Massachusetts. Heather and I went there, and she went to the closet that Benjamin Franklin stayed there. There's a picture of him, and the dude that invented the light bulb for cars and stuff is there too. They got it in a case. You can, Massachusetts. There's a Native American burial ground out back. I mean, Heather smoked a marijuana cigarette out back. She got a tick on her female milk breast thing. She got a tick on it. Anyway,
the way you described it was more
right on the
awkward.
burial ground. And dude, it was a Native American burial ground, but also too Union Underground. People hung themselves. So when we went there, I knew about this stuff. Heather didn't. And the rooms that we went to with Chris Sanders, not to name drop anybody, but all these different It's Haunted crew back in the day, we were in the same room, and I knew what's going on. She didn't, kind of like you, Jay. The psychics don't want to know. You know what I'm saying? Shane, people like me, we want to know what's going on.
You want to know, right?
But we want to justify what Jay and Heather say, right, Shane?
Right.
Yeah.
Like, you're right. Why am I getting Steve? Because Steve Martin lived here, not the actor, whatever. Steve blank lived here, and he passed away of influenza, or his wife killed him, like the girl in Misery killed the dude. Yeah. Whatever, dude. But we want to know, I guess, and I think that's the compliment that we have.
Right.
9 times out of 10, when she's like, I don't feel good, I'm like, let's fucking gas up the Ford Pinto. That's a Pinto twice now. Let's load up the carriage and let's go. Right. I usually listen to her. Sometimes I'll do that extra mile, and then I realize why I shouldn't have.
Right.
Not every time people like me and Shane listen to people like Jay and Heather.
No, because if they say there's something in the basement, that's the first place I'm going.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Bad boy, Shane.
So actually, it's kind of similar to what me and Heather do and what you and Shane do. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like you guys want to know basically what's there and all this other stuff, but
you don't.
The whole fun of it, the mystery of it, is that it's a mystery, and you have to unravel that. And so when you look at that as, I go to a house or a building or whatever, and I don't want anybody to tell me. I want to be able to unravel it layer by layer myself, and I'm not going to say that everything is right. You know, I'm not going to get everything right, but I might be getting most everything right. Just some things aren't or haven't been said or haven't been discovered.
No, I got to cut you off, Jay.
Yeah, go ahead.
Remember when I lived live from that hotel in Old Orchard Beach, Maine? One of the most haunted.
I was just thinking about that when I saw you today.
And you said there's a spirit there, and the girl goes, "This is where the young lady overdosed." What, 4 seconds after you said that on my live feed, Jay? You remember that? 5 seconds after, maybe?
Yeah.
And I didn't even say it out loud.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's stuff like that, you know, and that's the fun of it. You know, that's the whole mystery of it. And to me, investigating, I have to go back to Scooby and Shaggy and it's a mystery.
Heroes.
You know, you gotta look at it as, and it's a mystery that you're investigating for a reason. You're investigating that aspect of, to find the truth or to find what's there. You're not hunting ghosts. You are investigating the history of what happened. You know, I mean, there's a lot of people out there now that just yeah, I'm a ghost hunter. I hunt ghosts and everything. And technically, nobody hunts ghosts unless you're such an ass that you just want to intimidate or try to, you know, stir up trouble or whatever. Just because of the fact that you could say you're a ghost hunter, to me, I'll call it for what it is. That's not you. I mean that's not what people do.
He's right. He's right, Shane.
You know,
I mean, right,
you know,
Heather?
I mean, yeah, it's a mystery, and it needs to be treated as such. Any type of investigation, you can't call yourself an investigator if you treat what you're investigating like a prop.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
You,
Yeah.
I mean, think about it, right? It's probably the only profession where literally anybody can go, I'm an investigator. I'm a paranormal investigator. What literally credentials do you fucking have? What literally have you done besides buy gummy bears and fucking energy drinks for the weekend's hunt? Wee! And then what? And I'm not knocking people. I don't mean to do that. But is your heart in it? In your mind? You don't have to go to college. I don't need a degree. I get that. I don't need to.
It's all about intention.
Yeah, intention. That's the correct word.
Are you looking to get a quick buck off this in a TikTok video, or are you really trying to find a solution, help people, and in actuality help yourself? Like me, I want to find out where my mom is. I want to find out where I go. Did I die in that accident for a purpose? Did she help me get out of that car to keep living for a reason? To what? DoorDash to people? Come on. No, am I making a difference by uncovering the African burying ground? Me and Heather went for a Portsmouth to go see a diner that Man vs. Food ate at, and we found the Portsmouth burying ground that 130 African-American slaves were buried in Portsmouth, New Hampshire, and they turned it into an apartment complex, and they found the coffins years later in an underground x-ray. Come on. Right?
So what the word I get when I think of you, and I think Heather can back me up on this, is your life, is your path and your life, it's all by steps. You have to take every step, one foot right after the other. It's not levels. It's not leaping. It's not with you. Everything should be taken step by step, because that's the best way you retain all that information.
Every time I try to rush it, I feel like I fall. Every time I feel like I'm not getting enough stuff out, I'm going to miss the bus. Someone's not going to sign me to a documentary deal. Because I'm not saying I deserve a deal. Because I look at all these people on Paraflix, I'm like, why don't I go on there? But no one reaches out to me to sponsor me. Why don't I get a documentary for Netflix or 28 days later? Not trying to
create one.
Whatever. But I feel like I'm just as good as anybody, but no one reaches out to me. But you know what? The right people will come along. I'm having fun doing it. Heather goes, where are we going this week? I go, we're going to the Inspiration for the Losers Club's Barren scene, the Candustic River in Bangor, where the losers
I like to remind him and let him know
it's hard.
Universal law. You're not going to have
shit no one does.
You're not going to get what's not yours at the wrong time. You're not everything you do today is a seed for tomorrow. It's just all you know, and I think that brings a lot of like confidence to people, and that's where a lot of like depression comes with people too. I think a lot where they say they're like, you know, my life isn't what I want it to be. Well, that's okay. Let's talk about it. And you know,
my family and friends are 2 hours away from me when I go to my home in Brownville, Maine, by Adams, Maine, right on the base of Mount Katahdin, where the Appalachian Trail starts. It started here, didn't end here. That's where the Native Americans left. They lived in Maine, the Appalachian Trail. They lived in Skowhegan, where Benedict Arnold stayed. A lot of research there. So I live literally about a half hour past Bangor. I live literally almost into Canada, and I'm about 2 hours away from my friends and family. So when I'm there, like tomorrow, I'm leaving for like a week. I have a lot of time alone. So a lot of these things I do alone, and I'm learning to be one with myself, and I'm learning to try to write my book. But at the same time, man, I tell you, sometimes it gets depressing.
It does.
Sometimes I sit there and I'll cry for a little bit. I watch Good Magnolias and go, oh, she was having, why did they give her sugar? Julia Roberts, when she died.
So we're about out of time. So this, I want to say to you, and remember this is specifically for you, Adam. Never live your life wanting. You know what I mean by that? Don't live your life wanting. Whatever you attain, you can attain on your own. Never want what somebody else always has. Never want never want something that you don't think that you can't get. You know, that's, you know, don't live your life wanting, and that's just, you have it in you to accomplish that, but it's always a step by step. And sticking with this wonderful woman over here, I
That's a
think
pretty
that
good step.
that's a great set.
Honestly, dude, a lot of you listening, Lauren Perez, all you, appreciate you all for tuning in, but a lot of you, Shane, Heather, and Jay, you guys know, you see me when I was homeless, when I lost my mom, the whole nine, and now I have my own place.
Yeah,
so you guys have seen me grow, and I know you're not just saying that just for ratings or people. Appreciate you, John. Thank you. So that means a lot to me, Jay, because whatever you say, I listen. When you're like, your mom came to me, and you describe this stuff, he says, you know, she says, calm down, tell my boy to slow down. And you got your own shit, dude. I mean, you know, we don't want to get into it, but you got your own health scares. And I know, same thing with Shane, life's not perfect, Heather, too. So for you guys to care about me, fucking don't make me cry at the end of it here. For you guys to care about me means a lot. Like, I ended up leaving a group that Shane was in. He's like, where'd you go? I'm like, So I went back in, and it just, you guys know I love you, and nothing, and Heather knows. I wouldn't miss a show for you guys for the world. So thank you for the opportunity again. Sorry I talked all the time.
No. That's why we have you as a guest, and Heather too. I mean, this has been a great conversation. This is just basically a bull session. You know, I mean, we haven't really touched on anything specific, but it's been fun because this is what we do.
Yeah,
it's real.
You know?
It's real,
and that is why we do what
I
we do.
love.
Yeah. Right. So
I love you all. Oh man,
I will hand it
orgy,
over to,
like, well, not an orgy, but it's like a big thing right now. There's a big group hug. I love you all, and I want to just, I'm a feeler, and I love hugging. And I seriously, Jay, real quick, and I'm gonna go, Jay and Shane. Please come down to New England. Come to Gettysburg. Come to Salem. I would love to split some clams with you guys and shoot the shit and go investigate a church or a mortuary or something.
That'd be cool.
Please.
So you guys, I want you to take just a minute. We got 2 minutes. So want you tell everybody where we can find you, Heather, and then after she's done, you can tell her. You can tell her.
You go, Heather.
Okay, so thank you. You can find me. I have a YouTube Witch in Life guide on YouTube. It's where I uploaded the radio shows that I've done, and it's where I'm going to be uploading videos of when I do get back into, I don't know what I'm going to do with it yet, but it's going to be some sort of teaching, some sort of help for the community. I just want to spread love somehow, and I'm trying to figure out my best way right now. But Witch in Life Guide on Facebook, and then you can find it on Spotify. You can find it on YouTube. Anywhere else that you could find it, babe? Do you know?
I think that's it. Of course, Paranormal King Radio Network. The Paranormal King Radio Network is on hiatus. Shout out to Ross Rapazzo. His mom passed away right before Christmas. That's why we're not doing the show. But we still have the archives going up on the .com, on the Google, and of course on Facebook.
Are you on Instagram, Heather?
I am on Instagram. I'm on Instagram and TikTok. I don't use them a whole lot because I don't know if it's my age. I use it a little bit, but I can't. It's too much for me. But you can find me on there. I think Witchin76.
Okay.
Will be definitely the TikTok. You won't find anything stupid. There's not going to be anything.
Maybe a mermaid painting, really hot chick.
Maybe a mermaid painting.
Oh, I can't wait.
Hot. Yeah. And yeah, that's keep looking forward because I want to just bring some projects forward to, help people feel better and live their best life, because I feel like I've learned a lot these past couple of years. So
Third eye.
Yeah.
Good.
Absolutely. Thank you.
She's on my show a lot as a co-host and shit. You'll see her on my YouTube videos. As far as I go, I know it's coming. I know I'm gonna beat you to the punch. I know time's running out. You still find Historically Haunted, just Historically Haunted. People are trying to steal the name right now. I actually caught a couple people using the name. I'm not too impressed with that right now. So if you look and it's not my face, it's not the real deal. I'll probably have to trademark it sooner than later. But Historically Haunted on YouTube is all my show archives. You'll find Jay Hill and Shane Heek there. I had them as my Jane Feek there. I'm stoned. Shane Feek and Jay Hill there. They were guests on both my shows. Historically Haunted show, Paranormal King Radio Network, which is on hiatus, but it's also on Facebook, as well as Historically Haunted Vodcast with a V. And that every Friday. I actually have a lot of cool guests coming up. I had H.H. Holmes' great-great-grandson recently on there. A bunch of great guests. Historically Haunted Vodcast is also a page, Historically Haunted group I run. I'm also the member of the Warren Legacy Foundation for Paranormal Research, which was started by Lorraine Warren, but run by Chris McKinnell, her grandson. I've been promoted to the Northeast Historian member of the Northeast chapter, which I'm very proud to be. I'm a member of Historic New England, which is a group based in New England for preserving old houses. And of course, I'm on YouTube and Facebook as Adam the Historian Ghost Hunter, all space words. And as a friend on Adam Began. But if you don't like my shit, I'm probably going to delete you. I'm very, I like 20. So like Amber and all you in chat, when you like my stuff, when you like my post and heart it, Heather's like, you're a like whore. I go, I don't care. When you like my stuff, my hard work, like Jay will know and Shane will know. When I post something, it's not my cat doing something or my name test. This is my troll name. No, it's me at a movie place. It's me at a place where a vampire got buried. And I tell you the year it is, the place it is. It's a history lesson. I put a lot of work in it. It takes me about 5 minutes to do every post. So please give me a like. God, I appreciate it. Don't tell me I saw your post and don't like it because I'll probably defriend you. I don't care at this point. So I don't give a shit. So, but that's where I am, man. When it comes down to it, I'm trying to write my first book, trying to get the YouTube page going to movie sites and murder victim sites, the Allenstown 4, Stephen King sites. Historically Haunted Vodcast is my bread and butter right now, trying to get something going with that. And that's about it. Adam the Historian Ghost Hunter on YouTube. I just reached 200 subscribers. Went to a B-52 crash site. House made out of tombstones, 30,000 of them in Virginia. Subscribe and check it out. Throw your brother some love. I ain't got no sponsors here. So Studio 6 Paranormal Podcast. Old school. I'll get you back for life. You hooked me up when I was no one. So
so
you know what I mean.
I want to thank both of you beautiful people. You know, you guys were awesome. Thank you, Shane.
Thank you.
No problem, man.
For being an awesome co-host again. It just works. And if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So that's the way I look at it. You guys are awesome. So, like I said, they were saying, you could check them out at all these places. You know, make sure you show Adam some love, some Heather some love, and we'll eventually me and Shane will get out there and we'll do something and we'll film it or do something like that.
It's on record now. You're coming to New England by 2024.
Right.
That'd be awesome.
There you go.
All right.
One in sin, come on in.
So everybody, as I told Adam, don't live your life in wanting, and just have a good night. And everybody that's watching the Packer game.
Thanks, John Byrne.
Thank you, everybody, for the chats. And it's been a good night. So we want to thank everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Guys.
Night, everybody.
Shane, Jay, Studio 6, Heather.